Shalom, Yashar Allah. First and foremost, I would like to give all glory, honor, and infinite praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Baruch Chadash. Double honors to the beloved elders and the apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth. And peace and salutations to all you hopeful elect Akim out there laboring that are pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. This is your brother Amar from the GMS Boise, Idaho camp. And I am just doing this lesson because I wanted to talk about the recent developments in hypersonic missiles. And recently Iran has unveiled an upgrade on its hypersonic missiles, which there's a couple videos going on social media. I couldn't find any specific articles talking about it, so I didn't want to really bring it up. So based on some of the research that I was doing, the Spirit, had this article pop up that I'm showing you right now, because as I'm seeing these other countries, these other so-called lesser countries that Babylon refers to them as, getting advanced in technology, getting their infrastructure built up, like China, Iran, Russia, gaining allies, getting different trade partnerships, building certain, in this case, I want to stay on the point of advanced weaponry. And one of those things that China, Russia, Iran are the only countries that have hypersonic nuclear missiles, because the United States has hypersonic missiles, but they're small. That they're not enough to destroy cities like this next war is going to be. So since Babylon has not perfected the hypersonic missile race, as of yet. I've been doing research on it a little bit more. They have, and it's funny, I'm going to show you the AI answers, because it says there, yes, America is developing hypersonic, but it doesn't say they have it. They can't name a missile. But you go to these other countries and you type in Google and I'll show you, does Iran have hypersonics nuclear missiles? They'll say yes, boom, 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 and they'll give you a couple examples, man, names. Same with China and Russia. But I saw this article, pop up. This is you brothers need to look at this website. This is called the War Zone. But I'm gonna go back out because I'm gonna show you that how many articles it has based on military talks that are going around. It's called www.twz.com, and you can look up a lot of, or you can see the most recent war-related articles and different advancements that militaries have around the world. So this is this is just one that caught my eye since I was talking about the hypersonics. This is Navy Axis. It's hypersonic anti-ship cruise missile plans. So again, they were talking about developing a cruise missile, and they couldn't even get that to go off correctly. Anti-ship, which means it's supposed to be a really big bomb. But the point is that they cut the program because they couldn't do it. Look at this. And we know that a lot of things are happening with the rare earth metals of Babylon not being able to get them. And we understand that they have perfected the sword. But, in this modern age, they still need a lot of different materials from other countries to build and perfect their technology. Just that's the same reason why they protect Taiwan, because of their semiconductor facilities over there that they use to make computer chips. But this is the reasons why they shut down that hypersonic missile program here in Babylon. And I'm sure that's somehow related. But this is the U.S. Navy has halted plans to acquire an air-launched, air-breathing hypersonic anti-ship cruise missile, citing cost and industrial base factors. The industrial base factors means they don't have the infrastructure or the materials here in Babylon to build it. The service says it is now taking a second look at its requirements with a new focus on affordability. So again, man, they're realizing that they're going after these boats that are worth a couple $100, and they're shooting $1 million missiles at them, man. So again, with all these things that are going on with the, different drone attacks on Navy ships. But again, brothers, look at this. Look, this is nuclear. Look, this is the war zone. You can look up recent nuclear news. This is France to expand its nuclear deterrent with new air base. So look, they're popping up a new air base. That was March 18th. This is, air category specific. So this is just talking about nuclear. This is nuclear. How the military wants AI to help control America's nuclear arsenal. And that's this article right here. So all these, Akim, if you never heard about the war zone, I definitely go check it out when you need a an idea for a lesson, man, and some updates on what's going on. These are nuclear submarines, So, hey, man. But I want to get the scriptures. I wanted to get to the scriptures after this. This is Iran's new hypersonic missile. This is the Fatah, is a hypersonic medium-range ballistic missile. So again, man, they got a hypersonic ballistic. 1,400 kilometers, a range of 1,400 kilometers. So that's multiplied by 3, roughly for miles. But again, man, this is a very fast-moving missile, so fast that it can't be really shot down. This is countries with hypersonic missiles. This is the United States. Slovakia. How did I word it? I got to figure out how I worded it. Hold on. Slovakia, Yashar Allah. This is... Does America have hypersonic missiles? This is the answer that I got. Look at this. Yes, this is AI overview. Yes, the United States is developing and testing hypersonic missile systems. So again, they have not perfected it and they have not been deployed. But they are not yet deployed operationally in the same way as some of its adversaries. While the U.S. has made significant progress in hypersonic technology, it's behind Russia and China in fielding operation systems. So again, man, Russia and China already got their shit deployed, man. America hasn't even got it out the fucking test lab. So I wanted to, you brothers know where I'm going with this, man. There's one scriptures that specifically go into why this is happening, because the Lord is building up these nations to destroy Babylon the Great. The Lord built up Babylon the Great to serve its purpose, to allow Esau to come and conquer this land, to allow manifest destiny to happen so prophecy can fulfill, the Israelites can go in captivity. But now the Lord has it to where these other nations that Esau was bullying, saying that they're farming shithole errorist countries full of delinquents, man. Now they're the ones coming against them. This is Joel 3:9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. So again, this world war is coming to fruition, ultimately to cause a collapse. Even though it looks like these countries from the outside in are fighting against each other, this is all plan of the elites and their new world order. And don't think that just because they got slanted eyes or different color skin or talk different languages that these fucking heathen are not on one accord to keep the Israelites down and to usher in the beast system for the mark of the beast. But this is verse 10, continuing. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. So again, like a great example is China. They're a peasant, a farming country, even in the 70s, man. And now they got hypersonic nuclear missiles with future tech cities with robots folding their laundry, man. So again, the Lord has put these heathen on a high level. So that they were agricultural nations, but now they're war nations. Now they're nations not to be messed with. And the weak saying, I am strong, is talking about their capabilities, with the hypersonic missiles and being able to destroy Babylon the Great with the sword. But again, man, we know Esau's blessing is the sword, but not to mention, there is going to be other nations involved in this war. Esau's blessed with the sword, but it doesn't mean the other nations don't know how to use it as well. Esau is just the best with it. Verse 11, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord Yahweh. So, hey, man, there's going to be the mighty ones and all the top warriors. And ultimately, when Yahweh Shai cracks those clouds and puts them down, man, to be the ultimate warrior, to show these nations that they are but men. Verse 11, verse 12, Salakia, let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. So, hey, man, that's that valley over there in the so-called Middle East. And right now, the Euphrates River is drying up day by day, man. We know that it's a major prophecy to signal the kings of the east that, hey man, the war is coming. But I just wanted to really mainly talk to brothers about the war zone, the www or the war zone. Because, hey brothers, you know, again, this is the website. You have to want to look at different updated news. Like this is updated at 5:15 today. American forces destroy key Houthi-controlled fuel port in Yemen. So, hey, man, going back to what I was talking about, those drone strikes, man. So this is just nothing but war news. Brothers, you know, Akim, you know, I recommend, you know, checking it out. Write it down because I'm not just saying it on repeat. You know, this is really good information. So, again, I hope this lesson was edifying. I wanted to share that information about the difference of a Babylon the Great not having hypersonics and these other countries do having them, and how scriptures validate that, showing that the weak are going to say that they're strong, and that ultimately we know that they're going to win in the sense that they're going to shoot their missiles over at Babylon the Great and melt this place. You know, so again, that's just the evidence, and the proof is in the pudding, man. It's showing you that these military websites are talking about this, man. AI, everyone's on the same accord, man. We know what's up, and these other heathen nations, they know that Babylon don't got no fucking hypersonics, man, and they can get a missile from Moscow to Babylon and New York over there, let's say less than 30 minutes. You know, and you wonder why Babylon ain't moving like they were in the old days, man. So again, just wanted to show you that contrast and how the scriptures are what validates those things to be true. So Lord willing that this lesson was edifying unto the elect. Till next time, I'd like to give all glory, honor, and infinite praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakha Chadash, and double honors to the beloved elders and the apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth. And peace and salutations to all you hopeful elect Akim out there laboring, that are pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. Till next time, Lord willing, Shalom.